This week we get holy shit.
It's a cult.
Just leave that,
Leaving
please.
it. That's
leave
it.
that.
We're leaving it. Welcome everybody to this week's episode of the Cream of the Crop podcast. I am joined as always by my two lovely compadres, Olas and KJ. We are post Wrestlemania, but before we get into that, as always, we're going to talk a little gaming for our gaming nerds out there. A kind of light week. The main focal point for tonight's going to be a rant from me, and then I'll let them talk. So let's get into the funner or the other stuff before I go into my rant. So with the success of Oblivion, for those who don't know, Bethesda released Elder Scrolls 4. Yeah, 4. Skyrim
Yes,
5.
yeah. Yep.
They released a remaster to that for $50, or if you're on Game Pass, it's on Game Pass. I think did you say it was on PlayStation's net, like their Game Pass?
It is on. No,
it's just on PlayStation.
Yeah. Yeah, I originally thought it wasn't because I was looking for it and didn't find it. And then I was on like the homepage of the PlayStation, like of my PS5, and it was like, get Oblivion. I was like, oh, fuck. So.
But with the success of that, and I think people are always iffy on these remasters, because if you look at like Star Wars Battlefront, they did theirs and it kind of.
Yeah.
But they're talking in the midst of, hey, we want a Fallout 3 remaster, and it actually seems like Bethesda might already be working on that. Which is cool, because I know you have like two big groups. You have the people that were the New Vegas diehards and the people that were Fallout 3 diehards, which I fall a little bit more into the 3. So I would absolutely play the hell out of a 3 remaster, especially because the graphics in 3 are kind of hard to look at now, because I've seen like Fallout 4, and even as much as I don't care for it, but what is it, Fallout 76, like the graphics when you go back and it's like, oh god, this definitely is Xbox 360 graphics, like Jesus.
Oh no, 76 is the new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's I mean, like their updated graphic where it actually everything looks nice, and Fallout 4's updated graphics. And I know there's gonna be some nerd in the comments that'll go, well, why don't you just mod it? I'm 39 or I'm 30 and I don't have time for that shit. That's why. But yeah, I'd be cool with that. I'm curious if this will help the trend of remasters. As far as, hey, if you make a good one, people will buy it. And which, I mean, I say that, but people will buy just about any shit. If they're nostalgic enough about it.
Yes.
Says me that bought Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2 remaster.
Yeah.
Hey, they said online and I said, sure. Let's do it.
Right after they took the old fucking servers down.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good time.
And now not a single server has any population in it. And I know that because I checked this week. I was bored. I was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to get on and play this with people. No, I wasn't. I played it with myself.
No, you're not. Yeah.
But yeah. So, and then it trails to this, which I don't know how I feel about this, because this kind of concerns me because it's almost 2K-ish in nature. So the new skate game that EA is producing, they have pretty much come out and said, hey, there's no offline for this game. It is all online. It is a online community. You have to play it with internet. I want to say this in the sense that I understand what they're going for. I see the vision. I don't agree with it. I think in every way this game should absolutely be offline. I don't buy these games because like the multiplayer in like Skate 2 was fun, but that's not why I got the game. I got the game
and having multiplayer is great.
Yeah.
But not...
I don't want it to be the only option.
Correct, yeah.
Because, much like we've seen Ubisoft do, these games that don't turn successful, they're gone. But yeah, they said that they've never had any plan for this game to be offline. This was the goal from the get-go, which it doesn't surprise me too much. It has left people a bit skeptical, myself included, because I was excited for this game. I'm a little more concerned now.
Oh yeah.
They did say that a lot of the online aspects being because they're going to be constantly changing the city. There's going to be adaptations to it, additions, small and large. So I like that aspect of it. I still wish that you could just have an offline that's just a base version of the area. Or if you wanted to update that as well. I don't know. I don't know where the middleman there would be.
I mean, having updates is fine.
It is. I am.
If you're updating the map and you have to download the update,
yeah.
who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
Oop, I cursed. Sorry.
But trust me, we're already too far in.
But seriously, I mean, I just don't understand. Like, things change all the time. You can change the map. You can.
Your dog doesn't
Don't
agree
mind me.
either.
Apparently she's mad about it. But yeah, it's just simple like update. I don't understand. Like, all right, here's the updated map. We're changing the scenery.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it seems a very odd choice considering all of these skate games have had an offline and an online. And like I would say Skate 2 and 3 had a very popular multiplayer. Like they didn't need to force people on the multiplayer. It was already a good size multiplayer to begin with. So I don't know if this is going to be a live, like their version of a what's the term for the fucking games that live service, there we go. If they're going to try to make this some form of like a skating live service game, which
yeah, that's what we need.
Which will 100% not succeed. It'll die off very quickly. I know
It's an odd choice
they were getting scrutiny because the beta had microtransactions in it.
Because it's EA, of course.
Yeah, so I guess we just still haven't learned from Battlefront 2 that doing that doesn't make people want to play your game. Which, speaking of which, I guess that's become unplayable now too. For a different reason, not because people don't want to play, but because now that they're not, I guess, keeping track of it, the cheating community has just wrecked that game. Because I re-downloaded it and was gonna play it, and I just kept seeing like I think it's overwhelmingly negative now on Steam, and it's just because people can't get into games because cheaters are just ruining the games. And it's like, ugh. So back to playing against computers on the old Battlefront 2 it is. I know. Oh, did you all see that? I guess they're releasing a turn-based Star Wars game as well, like XCOM.
Why do I feel like I've heard about?
It's like Zero Company. I think is what it said. Star Wars Zero Company, but it's inherently like XCOM, where it's that turn-based fighting. I might cop that because I want to see if I enjoy that genre because I never played Halo Assault or whatever it was called, Halo Wars.
Halo Wars, yeah.
I used to be a fan of Command and Conquer. Like in
all right, so same
is it
thing.
similar? Yeah. Okay.
Because Halo Wars was very much just Halo skinned Command and Conquer.
Okay. Yeah. And what's bad is I know there's like some lore in Halo Wars that actually pertains to the mainline games as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, it looked interesting. It looked like there was a plethora. I mean, there's a clone trooper, there's a Jedi, there's a little bit of everything. I know people were wanting Battlefront 3, but joke's on you guys, that's never gonna get made. I hate to break it to you. Just like the first time, it's not gonna happen.
Nor does it.
I would be fine if it happened, if they would actually do what the community wants. But the chances of that happening, because they got 2 tries at it and somehow continued both times to not do anything people wanted.
Shocking.
Which is a shame, because like Battlefront 2 could have been super successful had they actually made content for the game. Like that was that was issue numero uno. And then 2, putting all of the like stuff that made your character good behind a paywall that I could just buy instead of earning. And then going, oops, this kind of breaks the game. No shit, Sherlock. You didn't figure that one out? Like, come on, man. Man, this is gonna be a rant heavy one, guys. Sorry, because this is not gonna get better. It's a rough week for me in gaming. So that leads me to my total rant of the night, and I'm gonna start this rant with saying, to those of you that pre-ordered the Switch 2 so much that they sold out at Best Buy and GameStop, you guys are part of the fucking problem in gaming.
Yep.
Never.
Like, we had an opportunity to pull a Sonic the Hedgehog on these motherfuckers and go,
Nope.
no, I'm not okay with these games being $80 to $90. And no, I'm not okay with paying now $95 for Joy-Cons, because they raised the price on them $5, along with every other bit of hardware because of the tariffs. But no, you motherfuckers sold out and sucked on that Nintendo meat because
I told you it would happen.
Because you couldn't go a year or two without 2 games that are going to be out. And I know, and I was so confident because I had saw so much stuff over social media of like, oh my god, like the gaming community is genuinely pissed about this. You know, oh my god, there might, I expected there was gonna be some Nintendo bootlickers that were gonna buy it regardless.
I know a bunch of them. That's the problem.
And like, here's the thing: do I want the Switch 2? Absolutely. I don't want to pay $450 for a PS4 hardware, nor do I want to pay $80 to $90 for a game.
I already have a PS4. I'm good.
Yeah. The fact that all I know is, to the people that bought that shit, I don't want to hear a bitch or moan about these games being expensive or all these other games starting to increase the market. I don't want to hear it.
No, I do. I do. I want them to complain. I want them to go, oh, this is fucking bullshit. Yes, but it's your fault. So when it sucks for you, good.
Yeah.
Because fuck you.
I just don't understand on a gaming aspect how, like, people can look at it and go, yeah, let's support this.
Well, if you take an effect for inflation, games are actually a lot cheaper than they were 50 years ago. Blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up.
And I don't know. It's stupid to me. And I'm really aggravated that, like, we just keep doing this same shit and then wondering why. Like, at some point, I stopped being mad at the game companies. Because, like, yeah, like, why wouldn't you do this? If the people are going to do it, yeah, I would fucking suck every bit of money out of this. It's our fault at some point of just consistently being stupid and falling into this shit.
Yep.
Oh, God. Yeah, just to clarify, just so you all can get prices here. So this is the price changes that have happened since they took the stuff off and put it back on. The Switch itself has stayed the same price, $450 for the Switch, $500 for the Mario Kart bundle, which is the only way that I would ever do that, because I'm not paying $80 for Mario Kart. I'm just not doing that.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm gonna do it, I might as well just go ahead and pay the $500. Not that I want to. I'm not going to. I will absolutely wait till this console drops down $200 in price, because it will. It'll take some time, but it will. Because this is not even a fucking OLED Switch. This is a base Switch. The screen's not OLED. There's nothing that they're taking from the current Switch line. It's all starting from the basic shit that we started with.
Which is really funny.
Which is hilarious.
They just came out with that OLED a couple years ago, and now
that needs to be standard. That you can't, like, yeah. But so the Pro controller's gone up from $80 to $85. The Joy-Con controllers have gone from $90 to $95. The charging grip has gone from $35 to $40. Oh, don't worry. The straps, though, only went up $1. The Joy-Con wheel, it's a set of 2. It prefaces this, has gone from $20 to $25. The super important Nintendo Switch camera has gone from $50 to $55. The dock station has gone up from $110 to $120. That alone blows my mind. The rest of this, nobody gives a shit. It's the carrying case, 79 to 85. And the AC adapter went from 29 to 35. So I mean, I don't know, man. I'm dumbfounded by this. And I know I shouldn't be, but I really had some hope in my heart that when I saw just a really unanimous, everybody hated this outside of the Nintendo meat suckers. And I say that as something like, I love Nintendo product. Like, I love Pokemon, I love Mario, I like my Switch. I've always enjoyed my Switch. I think there's a reason the Switch was as successful as it was compared to some of the consoles. But I have a serious issue with you charging me more than a PS5 for a bundle for me to get a PS4 hardware device. At that point, I will get a Stream Deck and just emulate all of your shit.
So for $1,000, give or take, you could get one console with a charging station, a Pro controller, Joy Cons, and 2 games.
Yeah.
For like $950 plus tax.
Yeah, I just and I hate it because everything I've seen of the Mario Kart game looks great. That's what kills me about this, is that the stuff they are putting out, I'm like, oh my god, I would buy that day one. I would not wait for that to go on sale because it looks great. Donkey Kong looks great. Metroid looks great. I can't go, yeah, this is worth $80 or $90, depending, and even buying hard copies isn't hard copies anymore. So I don't even understand why I'm paying an extra $10 for a hard copy that's just a digital code for the fucking game. How does that? I want that to make sense to me, because if it had the game on it, I would go, okay, I'm paying for the extra time it takes to put on the hardware. You're simply putting a thing that has a code on it that tells the Switch it's an online game. How is it that much? Like, oh god, it sucks to be gaming right now. It really does. Like, it doesn't.
So
it doesn't.
It doesn't, because there are lots of things out right now that are pretty great.
Yeah.
I will say, because I am pumped for Oblivion. I am pumped for Expedition 33.
Yeah.
I do think it's shitty that Oblivion just kind of dropped it without notice on the same day that Expedition 33 came out, so it kind of overshadowed that game a little bit.
I didn't see the
but
memes.
I mean,
the memes with that were great though. Where it was, so you
Yeah.
dropped that trailer for 6, right? Wait, what? And it's like the guy had dyslexia, and it was he switched the V and the I. It's like, oh, I thought you wanted me to drop Oblivion.
All right. I love that they kept a lot of the goofy shit in there. Like, well, they kept everything in there.
Yeah.
They kept the, I don't know if you've seen that one where the woman's like doing her line and goes, "Hold on, no, let me do that again," and then redoes the line.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen. I'll send it to you.
I've seen. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that meme before.
But I love that they kept all that shit in there, because it made the game what it was. Like, the personality of that game is really funny. Yeah, it's just shitty with again, we I don't know how many episodes are we on? 150 something.
Feels that way sometimes.
Seriously, we've done close to 100 some odd episodes. Yeah,
I wouldn't say that.
No, we're in like the 50s.
No, we've done more than that.
No, we are nowhere close to 100.
We're not that consistent, my guy.
I mean, that's fair.
60s is being like strong estimate.
I mean, I think one Sunday a year or one Sunday a month. No, I'm still fucking that up. One Sunday every 4 weeks, give or take. You know what I meant? Yeah, you know what I meant. What I'm trying to say.
3 podcasts a month,
give or take.
Oh, we're on 50. I guess this is
58.
6. This is 56. Okay. Yeah, don't mind me. I'm overestimating. But still, we've done
Yeah.
now. This is the 56th episode we've done. How many times have we said Nintendo's practices are not
The best.
great?
It's true.
And I mean, literally, the last episode I think we put out, we had talked, or
Yeah.
maybe the episode before that, we had talked about, yeah, because the last
We
episode
had
was
touched.
WrestleMania
Yeah,
predictions.
we had touched on this.
But the episode before that, yeah, we had touched on the announcement and how people were just going to eat it up, even though it was like really shitty.
Yeah.
But this also goes to show you, I mean, and we've said this before too, social media is not a real place. Like it's just not. It's not where people it's not the um pulse of the of society. It's all bullshit. The people, and listen, some of the complaints are warranted, especially in this regard. And same thing we said with Helldivers with their complaints and things like that. And I'm trying to think of other games that had like something where we were like, "Hey guys, let's not fucking do this." But the problem is Nintendo, like like a Disney or they have that large hardcore fan base
Yeah.
that are gonna do. Hey, listen, those Disney adults or whatever that love going to Disney World and Park and all that stuff, and yeah, their prices are gonna go through the roof, and people are gonna go, "Fuck yeah, let's go." Because it's the experience of Disney, right? And it's the same thing with Nintendo. They could have put that console out for $750 and they probably wouldn't have lost that many sales.
Yeah.
They could have said the games were 150 a piece and people still would have come to their defense and still would have bought it. I mean, hey, Nintendo, if anybody ever catches a glimpse of this fucking podcast, do it because you'll make the money.
Yeah. People are gonna do it. Here's what killed me the most though. So because I see stuff like this and I kind of gather through the comment section of these posts and see what the general conception is, and I will say we live in a day where scammers are prevalent. I mean, I couldn't even get a fucking Star Wars popcorn bucket this weekend, let alone a Switch 2. I take in consideration that some of this is people buying an influx amount of them to sell, down the line. I'm aware of that. I have a hard time believing those guys made GameStop and Best Buy sell out of all their pre-orders. Like that alone couldn't have been. I'm sure it's a big portion of it. And I'm sure some of that portion is also, like I said, the Nintendo meat riders that, like you said, will buy anything they sell at any price. But like I go in the comment section and it's people are like, yeah, I bought one. Or it was somebody complaining that, hey, much to my same issue, you guys are part of the problem and you all just need to admit that. And it's in the comment sections, people, well, I bought one doesn't mean I'm happy with the game prices. I go, understand what you just said there. You know the games are overpriced. You disagree with that, but you bought the console anyway. I want you to track that logic for me. Make that make
It's not
sense.
like a necessity. Yeah, I don't know.
Like, what are you buying this so that you can play GameCube games on the bro? Download an emulator. It's free. Like, I can recommend some. Like, but I just and honestly, I'm at a point where it's like, hey, I'm gonna, especially with the Ubisoft lawsuit, where me purchasing a game doesn't count as me owning the game now. I'm just renting the license. Fuck it, screw me. I'm gonna start pirating shit, bro, because then it's not theft. Like if I'm renting it, piracy's not theft. Like I'm gonna emulate, and because they got Switch 2 emulator or Switch emulators, and some of them are pretty damn good. Even for Nintendo being what Nintendo is shutting shit down. But yeah, we'll move on. It's just because I could spend probably, unfortunately, another hour just bitching about this. And we'll get into the wrestling. Before we do that, because we haven't done one in a bit, I have a game for you guys.
Oh,
We're going back to kind of the usual. We're gonna do oh my god, drop your water.
yeah, my tea.
We're gonna go back to the roots here and do a little guess the wrestler, or guess the game, and guess the comic character in 60 seconds. Because we haven't done this in a while, and I honestly didn't feel like sitting here trying to figure out 5 wrestlers or 4 wrestlers that all had something in common. Because that is a bit more difficult than you think it is sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I don't want it to be obvious, because you guys have gotten really good at guessing.
I got Okada one
Fucking-
time.
I'm pretty sure it was like 2 weeks in a row you all guessed it off the rip.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take a break from that one because I apparently suck at that one.
You got to throw like that obscure curveball every
Yeah.
once in a while, where you're like, yeah,
Yo, he's gonna throw out this random Marvel character that I have no fucking clue who it is.
and like I mean, listen, I could pull up some like random wrestlers and be like, yeah, I was totally thinking about the model Rick Martel, of course, yeah, that's
Why is it the second time I've heard that name this week?
Let me
I don't
guess.
know.
You watched that video of the two guys?
The dad and
Yeah.
son, where it's like
Yeah,
name the character
something.
on the. I go the model. I go, I don't fucking know.
Rick Rude.
I
thought
thought
Rick
Rick Rude or something. It was like,
So I'll tell you why I knew Rick Martel. He was in the Sega Genesis Royal Rumble game,
what,
and that's how I knew who he was.
what a random pull. Just
Yeah.
unrelated. If it starts sounding familiar for the guest wrestler, it's not. It's not. Oh gosh. All right. Which one of you two assholes want to go first?
I'll go first. I'll feel.
All right.
Oh.
I like how we both said it at the
Well,
same
you know
time.
what?
Yeah.
I heard Olas. I didn't hear you, so we're gonna go with Olas.
All right.
All right. Olas, we
Don't hear the
have.
black voice.
I have your game.
Canceling black voices.
God damn it. I don't even know how to respond to that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't have a response to that.
All I want to do is host a little juke jam. Nah, white people got no. I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ.
7.5.
All right, Olas. I have your game character here in front of me. We have 60 seconds on the clock, and your time starts now.
Is it a fighting game?
No.
Is it a recent game?
No. Well, a remaster of it's been recent, but the game itself is not. You're guessing a
Is
character,
it-
by the way, not a game.
No, I know.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get the game
I got you.
genre. Yeah. Male or female character?
Male.
Okay. I'm assuming like the protagonist,
Yes.
like the main character. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like what's been remastered. You're not gonna go like full obvious and be like Oblivion, right? Like it's not
No.
gonna be the hero.
I wouldn't even know because I've never played this.
Is it I said fighting game. Is it like a first person type of game?
No, third person.
Third person. Okay. Remastered third person. Has it been remastered in the last like 3 years?
I'm gonna pause your time because I don't remember exactly when it was.
Okay.
I feel like it got remastered relatively recently.
Why do I feel like I was shot for the game that it?
I'm gonna answer your question. Your time is not going.
No, you're fine.
That was the one thing I didn't have on my screen to answer.
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. I'm glad you asked. 2024.
Oh, so yeah.
All right, I'm resuming your time now.
Remastered in 2024. How much time do I have left?
15 seconds.
Oh fuck me. All right. Third person. So is it like an action like a it's not, is it shooting or is it like
There's shooting
Fighting,
and fighting.
fuck me. can you play as multiple characters, or is it just
That's-
one main character?
I feel like my answer's not gonna help you.
Okay, great.
Yes.
So you play as this character, but there are instances I think where you can play as a side character, but it is not prevalent to the story. I'll give you
That
one
didn't
hint
help.
to see if this helps narrow
Sure.
it down for you. This is a Capcom game.
Capcom.
Oh, is it? Oh, what the fuck's his name? Is it Leon? Leon?
No, you were so close.
Ashley.
You were in the right genre, wrong franchise.
Oh, was it oh, I don't remember the name though. So was it Silent Hill instead of
No, so it's Dead Rising.
Oh, okay.
It is
Oh.
Frank West from Dead Rising.
Gotcha. Okay.
You were almost there. I was like, I do forget that. Is Silent Hill under Capcom? I always forget that.
No.
Okay,
No.
that's I couldn't remember. I didn't think that. I forgot Capcom has 2 zombie game franchises. That's funny to me.
Yeah.
But good try. You were close. I finally get a win. In a bit. All right. KJ, I got a good one for you tonight.
Is it finally going to be a DC character? Because I feel like
You know what? I'll give you a free one. It absolutely is.
All right, cool. Finally.
It absolutely is a DC character.
This is gonna be fucked. This is gonna be fucked. Guaranteed.
And
And
I will say this: it is not an obscure DC character.
Yes, the fuck it is.
No, it's not. I guarantee it's not.
Okay.
All right, your time starts.
Is it Superman?
Your time starts now.
Are they an alien?
No,
Part of the Bat family?
no.
Have they ever been to space?
I'm sure at some point.
Okay.
You're gonna ask me to go
Based
through a
in-
lot of shit there to
Yeah.
find that answer.
All right. Based in the U.S.
Yes.
Speedster.
No.
Villain.
I would put it as an anti-hero. Not necessarily a bad guy, but morally corrupt as a
Do they
good
operate? Have they been in Gotham? Do they operate in Gotham?
guy. Not solely, but they do frequent.
Metropolis.
I do believe at some point, yes.
That doesn't help. Anti-hero. Is their name part of a color?
No.
Human. So they're human.
Kinda. They used to be, aren't now.
Are they some type of animal hybrid?
No. You're gonna kick yourself when I.
Do they tech based?
No. It is magic based. 15 seconds.
Do they rhyme a lot?
No. At least I don't think so. I don't recall this character rhyming ever.
So anti-hero. Are they a zombie?
I would say yes. Kinda. Zombie ghost ish.
Do their
Time.
name? Okay.
Go ahead, ask. I'll let you ask that question.
Does their name start with an S?
No.
Fuck, that just takes out my 2 guesses.
I will. Let's see if I can give a hint that won't give this away. In working with Batman frequently, he at one point takes a Bat family member takes over the role of this character at one point in Injustice.
Oh, Deadman.
It's Deadman, yeah.
So what threw me off was the not human bit.
I mean, he's not technically.
Yeah,
he was at one point, but he becomes a ghost.
So you can kind of go. I was going through like supernatural characters.
Yeah.
And once you said magic, I'm like, okay, it's not Etrigan, it's not Swamp Thing, it's not Solomon
Yeah, like
Grundy.
because I
was
figured
like
that
going
would eventually lead to, or at least
Deadman.
you would give me a question that I could go
No,
to
who
this.
the fuck is thinking about Deadman?
That's not an obscure character. He's like one of the main points
No,
of
he's
Justice League Dark.
not.
Don't tell
The
me,
animated
don't, bro.
movie.
In the comic series, he's like very
When
frequent with
I don't
Constantine.
think of, when I think of Deadman, when I think of Justice League Dark, I don't think of Deadman. I think of Constantine,
You mean
Zatanna,
he's a main part
Swamp
of that
Thing.
fucking team?
No,
Even the animated,
he's,
he's a main
he's
part of it.
motherfucker's like the Plastic Man of the Justice League. Who gives two fuck? He's there.
You're just mad you got it wrong. Don't gaslight me into thinking that Dead Man's an
You got it
obscure
right eventually.
character.
He is.
He is
Next
not.
week, just make it Batman.
Fuck Deadman. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna Google it. Is Dead Man an obscure character?
How many motherfuckers on the street know who Deadman is?
Apparently not you. I'm looking it up. If Google says you're right, I'll give it to you. Google wasn't any help. All right. Now, for your
I just saw that Moose finish, by the way. I see why you were.
Fucking stupid, right?
Yeah.
All right. Now for your super not obscure wrestler. Super prevalent.
It's Hillbilly Jim.
I'm gonna give you 2 minutes on this one, or yeah.
Wouldn't that have been great if we got that?
It would have been, yeah. Would have. I'd have
random guess.
I'd have cried. All right.
It's Larry Zabisco.
No. Your time starts now.
Do they wrestle in WWE?
Yes.
Are they current?
No.
Did they wrestle for WCW?
For like 2 years, yeah.
TNA?
For a few, yeah.
Are they a Hall of Famer?
No.
Fuck.
Male or female?
Male.
Tag champ?
I don't believe so.
Hardcore champ?
No.
IC champ?
No. No
I'm not even-
WWE championships.
Any championships in TNA?
No.
Any championships in WCW?
No.
Fuck me, dude.
Did they retire in the last 10 years?
I don't know if he's, yeah, I'll say yes. There was a third appearance in 2021, but he hasn't wrestled since, and I don't think ever will.
They alive?
Yeah, he's alive.
Okay.
Does he lie a lot?
No.
Okay.
It's not Hulk Hogan.
No, I was
Not for me, brother.
Does his name start with a J?
Yes.
Jack Atlas?
No.
Wait, that's the Yu-Gi-Oh character. The fuck?
This guy's in the wrong genre.
Where are we going?
I was thinking of fucking Tony Atlas. So name starts with a J.
Jake Atlas. Yep, that's him. Jake, the Yu-Gi-Oh character.
Jack Atlas. Name starts with a J. WCW, TNA,
15 seconds.
And WWE.
WWE. No championships.
Was their name started with a J in WWE?
Yeah.
Um,
Every promotion starts with a J. Just the ending
Just-
of it's different.
It's not
is it fuck
Johnny.
that?
Uh
Wait, no.
And time.
Not John Morrison.
No.
no. I wanted to say Johnny Ace,
No.
but he didn't
Fuck
go
that
to
I'm
TNA.
pretty sure
I
he's
don't-
a tag champ.
Yeah, and that too. I'm just trying to think timeline of like WCW for a couple
He was
years.
He's gonna pick like the most random character.
It's not random. This was a very prevalent character when I used to
Rockstar
watch.
Spud.
When I used to watch WWE. His most prevalent was in 06 to 10. And 03 to 05. He had some Ring of Honor time in between that.
So between 2003 and 2010?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing. Yeah.
I'm not even gonna try.
Jimmy Wang Yang.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, go on. He's gonna say next week. I swear to God.
Joke's on you. Next week it's just gonna be AJ Styles.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Speaking of it, AJ Styles, because he's part of the current roster. Do not forget, next week we will be comparing us three doing a Forbidden Door 2-day event, 2-night event, whatever.
Yes, I totally didn't
Both of
forget
y'all have
about
forgot
this.
all about that. Yeah.
You're right. I've been planning for this for months. I've been excited about this since you mentioned it.
It's been
2 weeks ago. I have my roster. I could go right now if you wanted to. I mean, it's
no, because it's a 2-night. We're doing it WrestleMania style, 7 matches apiece.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's total of 14 matches.
And tons of ads in between.
No, because it's also AEW, so they're just going balls to the wall. Everyone's going 30 minutes.
Just banger after banger after burger after burger.
Honestly, the way I set it up, a lot of tag matches on my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Certain people have to get on the card somehow.
That's true. All right. Well, guys, we are 1 week post WrestleMania.
Middlemania.
So if you were here for the last time, we obviously did our predictions, and I believe we have the results. If we want to do a third to first, that way the anticipation really gets you after the second person. Like we won't know who's first, But
so
what was the total? Obviously, 14 was the best.
Yep. No one hit a perfect score.
So
I was in third place
with
9.
Okay.
We were all like 1 apart, right?
Yeah, I don't think we were far. Yeah.
Yeah. Night 1 kind of fucked me.
I killed it on night 1. That's I was
one fucked me over.
I almost went perfect on night.
Yeah.
So, in second place will be Onyx with 10, giving first place to Olas with 11.
This guy. Boom.
Again, Jade. It was. I think it was the Chad Gable and the War Raiders match that kind of fucked me.
Which I will say, I still stand by, and I made a point of saying this in our Discord chat. That had I known it would be Phoenix, I would have been wrong. Because I absolutely would have picked Rey Fenix. I would not have expected his WrestleMania debut to be a loss. But
I don't know why you thought.
I understand because he wasn't originally that Rey Mysterio was absolutely going to lose that match.
And he tore his groin the night before.
So was that a legit injury or was that like okay? Because we had the Bailey injury, which we'll kind of talk about a little bit because it seems like Chris Van Fleet definitely shines some light on that one.
I need her to go to AEW. Fuck it. Let's be real. No, because like full on just to have. No, I'll wait.
I mean, hey, we can if you want to throw it out now, we can throw it out now. I just thought we would talk about where we fucked up.
Bailey deserves better.
Yeah, yes. I agree. I think that was really dirty.
Like this moment and the WrestleMania before, it's like her treatment as one of the 4 horsewomen has been just lackluster.
Yeah.
For someone who carried the pandemic era, like they treat her like a
and you can tell it's getting to her because like like I said, that Chris Van Fleet thing, she was very, you could tell she was very kind of just over it.
Yeah.
And even to the point of, if I was more of the person to go in there and just go, no, I'm not doing that. And I
With
think
that
she
attitude.
should. I think she should. I mean,
Yeah.
it's put your cards down. I don't think they're
No,
in a
because
position to
she
lose
doesn't mean
her.
anything. Well, they treated Mercedes the same way, and
That's true.
look what she had to do to get that respect. Even to this day, we still people still act weird about her leaving.
Yeah, that's true.
Like people say, "Oh, I can't wait for Sasha Banks to come back." Like, so you really don't care about these wrestlers as long as they're not in the WWE.
Yeah, I mean,
No, it's the same with. Well, I was gonna say all the companies. Really, it's just the two. The tribalism in both companies is outrageous.
Yeah, fuck all of it.
but no,
'Cause
I definitely, she got done really dirty with that for something that really I don't think paid off the way they were hoping. At least for me, it didn't.
yeah, no,
Um,
because it just that whole situation with oh, it's a big wrestle. It's all about the moment of having Becky Lynch come back just to turn heel. And it's like, what was the point?
yeah,
Well, I mean that same sentiment was kind of shared by Cross. If you saw that
That
thing he
shoot,
did with Sam Roberts,
yeah,
yeah,
you know what?
like
I already liked Karrion Cross, and I wish like because and I'm on record for this, so I don't want any of you fucking assholes going, oh, I'm bandwagoning Cross. I've said for many months that I really enjoy Cross, and I think they misuse him. If I didn't like him, this definitely solidifies it. And I'm sure
yeah,
I don't know if it's a work or not. It seemed
it's
very had some
no,
heart
I
to
think
it.
it's a work, but they told him to
Say your
get out
mind.
phrases.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the CM Punk pipe bomb thing.
yep.
They told him to shoot on the company to a degree.
Yeah.
Like get whatever you got, get that off.
But he's not wrong. Nothing he said was incorrect.
Yeah,
There's no reason Logan Paul should be on WrestleMania, and I stand by that. I don't care how good he is. I understand and I'm gonna kind of get into the investor thing because that plays a different role on a different match that night as well. Um,
Joe Hendry being on the card.
that, you know,
All for all respect to him, but the fact that someone from TNA can get a WrestleMania match and Karrion can't is really weird.
yeah.
I
Um,
still don't. I still don't. That match is also buggy.
But
Like
they let him work the GCW event, which is
yeah,
also weird.
I like the fact that Joe Hendry's on the WrestleMania card for that moment for him specifically, but for the TNA Championship, you jobbed out your world champion.
yeah. To a blatant, super easy to see RKO for a Joe Hendry bit.
Yeah, like
I eh,
all in all, this is gonna be a great moment for him.
yeah,
But for TNA, the brand,
doesn't look great.
y'all are third string. Y'all are
Hmm.
behind NXT
Yeah, I mean,
for a company that had these big stars. Look at where it is now.
and
Well,
they're
I mean they're more so on brand with NXT
I wouldn't say
because
that.
well, I mean Joe Hendry did show up on NXT, basically challenging Obafemi. Trick
Yes,
Williams just showed up and attacked Joe Hendry at the end of the pay per view for TNA that just ended.
but it's
Um,
only the big stars that really maintain that, and it's not that many big stars in TNA now.
no, but
That's
there's
why
not
it's
gonna
fine.
be when AEW exists.
yeah. I don't disagree with
When
that.
TNA was the only alternative, that's when they had the bigger stars. Now AEW is the bigger alternative, and that's where the bigger stars are going when they're not going to WWE. You still have, you have your Hardys, you have, Nick Nemeth. You have a handful of people here and there, but that's more so. I'm not working in either one of those companies. I'm going to hang out here. But a lot of them are now partnered with WWE. So it's like, yeah, I can get my foot in the door there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It seems like a
yeah,
lot of people that got let go from WWE are going to TNA as a way to get back into WWE.
Yeah. I don't
Basically,
yeah,
disagree with
possibly.
that. Yeah.
payroll.
I mean, Trinity slash Naomi is a prime example of that.
Yeah.
Um, Mickey James basically works for both companies at the same time.
Yeah, while also getting shafted by LFG. Also,
Yeah, I
you know.
wonder where that decision comes from. If that's
Undertaker want
network
his wife.
decision, I don't believe it's that. I really
Yes, I do.
I believe that
fully-
he wanted his wife there, but I don't believe he wanted it at the expense of Mickey James. I do not believe
No,
that.
this is exactly how I think it went. They wanted Undertaker. Undertaker wanted Michelle. They don't want two women, so someone had to.
Yeah, no, I
That,
believe that. I don't believe
I don't
that's
think.
his fault though.
No, I don't think purposely he went remove Mickey and put my wife there. It was more I want my wife there and the sorry, a little tired. And the company went, we don't want two female trainers. So they had to remove somebody.
Well, they didn't have to. They chose to remove somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And they chose to get rid of Mickey.
But also, I feel like that conversation would have come up beforehand.
I
Like,
feel like
hey, Mark, we really want you to do this thing. Cool. I'm down for it, but I want Michelle to work with me. And then he still
maybe
agrees to do it, and then they pull the plug on Mickey midway through. It's an odd, like that whole thing is weird.
no, because what I think he signed on for a season. He was gonna do it for one season and cool. But the fact that it's getting a second season, that's when the demand came in. 'Cause at that point, you're spending less time. Because it's like, oh, a few months, all right, cool. But now it's like, oh, it's another season. All right, I'm gonna be away. I might as well bring Michelle with.
yeah. I mean, and they already had Michelle on a little bit through like the first, I think, like quarter of the season because she was on Mickey James's team as one of her trainers,
Yeah.
helping her.
So also, I'd rather have Mickey James train than Michelle McCool. Sorry.
Yeah, I stand
In
by
the grand
this,
scheme of things, Michelle McCool is not
and I
top 5 women wrestlers of anything.
yeah, and that kind of leads to. So I will say this with all respect to Michelle McCool, not that she ever would give a shit who any of us are. I could think of about 5 other women I would put in the Hall of Fame before I'd put her. I don't think Michelle McCool really added anything to the women's division. I think she was successful in the women's division, but so were a lot of women, and none of them made the cut.
Maurice isn't in the Hall of Fame yet, is she?
I don't believe she is.
Layla's not in there. Let's see. I know the Bella Twins. I don't like them being in there.
Yeah.
I feel like
Let's see.
there's a longer list of women. China not going in by herself is a fucking sin.
So let's see here. The Fabulous Moolah, Trish Stratus, Lita, Beth Phoenix, and Tori Wilson.
Jacqueline's not in there?
I just is just what
Thought Jacqueline
I'm
was in
going
it,
through.
yeah.
That's fine.
God, give me a second, please, Jesus.
Sorry.
I could be wrong. I could have sworn she was in there though.
Because Molly Holly's in there.
So
Yes.
Moolah, Sensational Sherry, Mae Young,
Charmel's in there.
Sunny,
Ivory.
Jacqueline, Ivory, China.
Why does it say Wendy Richter's in there, isn't she?
Yeah, that's
Why does it
2010.
Why does it also say that Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, Charlotte, and not even Bailey are all in the Hall of Fame?
That's on the list I got.
Fucking hate AI.
2020 was the Bella Twins, Molly Holly, Charmel, Stacy Keebler, Bull Nakano.
Yeah, because she was last year,
Yeah.
but because Beth is in there.
But yeah,
But Charmel being in there is crazy.
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah.
Like Victoria not being in there is crazy.
That's a big one.
That's a huge one to me. I feel like Victoria has always been underappreciated, I feel like, for what she was in WWE. Um
I'm
uh
assuming politics plays a part of it to an extent, but like a Luna Vachon not being in there.
Yeah.
Um,
Gail Kim, even though she didn't do much in WWE, respect like
well, the fact that AJ
as
Lee isn't
that
well,
ain't happening.
yeah, and
They ain't happening no time soon.
like that's the stuff I'm talking about that just is odd to me.
If she returns, then maybe. Sable not being in there.
Well,
I mean, yeah, but
there's some
she
reasons for that, unfortunately.
she should have been in there for the reasons. I mean, listen, uh, all respect to Tori and like Stacy, but they don't
Yeah.
to get them and over a bunch of women who have actually won and held the women's championships, and you know what I mean, like different things. Uh,
But I mean, even Mickey James is in it. Like the fact that Mickey James isn't.
Mickey James is in the TNA Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah,
Or is it just
yes,
Gail Kim when it comes to women?
I think
it's both of them.
I could have sworn they put Mickey in there. I think also because they've set a precedent for it with like Ray, but I think the fact that she's still active is part of the reason why she hasn't gone in yet. Um, and much like Gail Kim, she's had a much bigger run in TNA than she has in WWE.
It's just Gail.
Oh, well, that's a shame. I could have sworn
The
they were doing something for her.
the TNA Hall of Fame includes Steve. Shit. Sorry, I read his legal name for a second. Sting, Kurt Angle, Jeff Jarrett, Earl Hebner, Gail Kim,
Earl Hebner
Abyss,
being in there.
Kim, Kim Shamrock, Awesome Kong, Raven, Tracy Brooks, Rhino, Bob Ryder, and groups, uh, Team 3D, Don West, and Mike Tenay.
Would you all
So
put
yeah,
Melina in the as a women's for above Michelle
in the Hall of
McCool?
yes, without question.
I was
Yeah.
curious. Would you put Natalia over?
No,
No, I know you wouldn't. I did keep seeing the bit where they, I guess, kept making the comment of like
is
her not
Judy
being
from
here
Bloodsport?
on a family name, and like it pans to Natalia and she's like rolling her eyes, and it's like,
Yeah,
I mean, no hating that. I mean, get in how you gotta get in where you fit in. Um,
Natalia's cringe.
let's
Stand by it.
see. Yeah.
Actually, you know what?
Would you put Kelly
No.
Kelly over?
Yes,
She had a decent little
I would.
reign as champion.
I put Maurice in there before.
Yeah, I would too. Jillian Hall,
No, all right.
Alicia
Lillian,
Fox.
Lillian deserves one before
Yeah,
Michelle McCool.
Alicia Fox.
No,
You know who I think, and this might be a super unpopular opinion, and that's fine. A female that's not a wrestler that I think absolutely should have a spot just because of how good her heel work was is Vicky Guerrero.
no.
See, I think Vicky was
Nope.
such a good damn heel general manager.
Okay, I agree with you, but the shit she did recently,
Oh,
get
see,
her the fuck
I
out of
don't
here.
know.
Oh, so basically, her daughter, which is the daughter of Eddie Guerrero, claimed that her stepfather was being very sexual and handsy with her.
Yikes.
And then Vicky decided to defend him and just make her daughter seem crazy.
Jesus.
To the point where even Chavo had to go, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
All right, never mind. I retract my statement.
Yeah, so
Uh,
get her the fuck out of here.
fucking never mind.
I'm sorry, you did not know that
No, I
piece of
didn't know.
wrestling
Yeah, I
lore.
had no clue about that.
It was because this was during her AEW run where
Yeah.
this all came out. So AEW
Oh,
decided not to
so
renew her
weird.
contract. I think it was on the Jericho Cruise too.
Oh, jeez.
It was the Jericho Cruise they were on, where I think he was trying to get into her room, and then they just tried to make her seem crazy, and she was drunk.
If we ever hit it big, and that cruise is still going on, I want to record a podcast on the Jericho cruise.
I'm just gonna look for Will Ospreay because he's
Just,
gonna be on the cruise.
but so back to kind of the WrestleMania. Obviously, yeah, the Becky Lynch thing, it puts a kind of a not great taste in our mouths.
Yes.
Especially to have them win a title and then lose it literally the fucking following show, or I guess it was the
Yeah, no.
is it
Well,
Sunday into
Or-
Monday?
Yes.
yeah.
It was Sunday into Monday because Sunday had both Joe Hendry and Becky Lynch
That's right.
as
Yeah,
surprise appearances, which should have split those.
yeah.
They kept that was weird that they did it both on
On
two
those.
times on Sunday night that they had the same kind of finish or event happen because they had the triple threat and the no was the IC was the IC Saturday or Sunday? I think it was Sunday, right? The IC four way
I want
I
to say
think so.
yes.
Yeah.
with that ended in a splash and surprise like roll up
Yeah,
with the triple threat that went on first. Yeah, it was Sunday. With the triple threat for the women's title ending kind of the same way.
yeah.
With someone getting a pin,
And then
someone doing
moonsault
a move off the top rope, and then pinning who they
securing.
hit.
That's true. I didn't even think about that. Those ended relatively the same.
Yeah. And also, can we have better storylines for the women's tag team champions other than, hey, partner gets attacked and the replacement ends up being the heel in the story?
Yeah,
This has happened
3
three
times. Yeah,
Once with Becky Lynch.
yeah.
No, twice with Becky Lynch.
Because wasn't Becky the other time? Becky was just on the receiving end,
No,
where she
Because
has been.
it was Lita.
Trish attacked Lita,
Yeah,
It was Becky and Lita being tag team champions.
and
Lita
that's
gets
what led
attacked.
to the Trish and Becky
feud.
Feud.
it just
So yeah.
happened with Naomi and Jade.
Yep.
And now again with
And I'm
Becky.
sure it's going to happen with Becky and Bailey.
It's gonna be Becky and Bailey for the IC belt because Becky's gonna win it just because that's another belt to add to the collection.
Yeah. Yeah, and unfortunately, as much as like I don't mind Becky, I would have been fine with Becky just staying away. Like, she's done a bit, has a kid, like go do your thing. There's plenty of women that can kind of make this work for the time being. Yeah, like I said, I wasn't super keen on that. I mean, it definitely wasn't the match the match itself I liked. I just don't like what came from it. And now especially kind of knowing that Bailey kind of got the short end of the stick of it.
She's not hurt in any way.
Yeah. I would still say that my least favorite match was the tag match. The men's tag team title, the New Day War Raiders, aka Clash of Clans.
Why was this on the card? Why didn't they have
Doesn't it make you even more angry when you watch the TLC match on Friday and go, wow.
I think everyone had the same opinion of why the fuck was that on the WrestleMania card and TLC match one?
And unfortunately, like,
Because I mean, it just makes more sense
yeah,
to have to have that. Like, I understand it's New Day, they're the bigger stars, I guess, in terms of your tag match, your tag title match. But also, could we have cut something else out to maybe put the other tag title match on the card?
yeah. I mean, just looking at it, I'm cool with
The
I'm
SmackDown belts.
no, I mean I'm cool with Ray and Gable. Like I'm cool with Gable not being on Mania. Like I don't think that match necessarily needed a Mania moment.
Yeah, I don't think. Unless you were gonna unmask him.
Unless you were gonna unmask him.
I don't
Right.
think the women's tag beats that out.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't think Damien and
No, that definitely doesn't.
Drew.
That definitely absolutely doesn't. AJ Styles and Paul doesn't beat that match by any means. And the fact that that match got as much time as it did
Like the third longest match of
still bugs the
both
shit out of
nights.
me. Like even not having Randy, like as much as I love seeing Orton on a pay-per-view, like
3 minutes.
like you could have just not done that, and cool. No, I was upset at it when I watched it because I'm like, and even for a War Raider New Day match, it was not nearly as good as matches I've seen them put on. I'm fine with Raiders losing the belt, like, and we talked about that, but like, I just don't feel like this did anything for either of them, and the match itself just left a meh. And then especially when they come out in the Clash of Clans shit. Like, what are we doing? Come on, man.
Honestly,
Like,
this whole WrestleMania was meh.
I won't say the whole thing because there were parts I liked, and there were like night one had a perfect start, or not a part, but a good start, a great ending, and a lot of in between. Where I feel like Sunday was mainly good. A few kind of like
Didn't fall off.
the AJ and Damian Priest match, like those two, I could have been like,
AJ Paul?
huh? Well, yeah, sorry, I just was saying to the people in each match.
Oh.
I just, but yeah, the AJ Paul and then the Damian and Drew match, both I kind of was like, like I don't really care. I care more about the Drew and that match because at least it was good. Whereas the AJ Paul, it's just like I don't know. Like that's what I've liked about carrying is that's the realest promo I've seen so long. Where it's like, why is this guy here? Why is this guy hasn't earned it? Like, if I could have just started a YouTube channel and got good at that and been a primetime guy, I'd have just done that.
Or make shitty music and somehow work myself into the main event of WrestleMania.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, fucking.
Fuck Travis.
Scott.
Fun fact: Braun Breaker went on an interview and said if there was one celebrity he would spear the soul out of, Travis Scott was on the top of that list right now.
That's my guy.
I need that to come true. Just the I Show Speed one, but double the speed. I need Braun to have
Snap
a
him in half.
mile run.
Snap
Let
him in
him
half.
let him do the run around the ring through the barricade.
Yeah.
No, I
Travis
need them
Scott.
to do like AEW Anarchy in the Arena style, where he's running from a football field, the end of a football field into Travis Scott.
Oh man.
But yeah, I mean,
And
some
a horse.
highlights. I know we're kind of being melancholy here, and let's talk about some good things.
The best parts were the triple threat match between Rhea, Bianca, and Jade.
Was a good match. I thought the finish was fine. I'm the person
That might have
that should have won
been the
won.
best match on the show.
Honestly, yeah. It's the triple threat, then the 4-way, and then Roman, Seth, and Punk.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Top
those are
three.
definitely the top 3 matches on the card.
For the
What do
lead
you
up,
have?
I was severely disappointed by the way the match went for Cody and Cena, where it was basically 7 attitude adjustments and then Travis Scott coming out
For 5 minutes.
for 5 minutes.
Yeah, that was an awkward. Yeah. After Cody kicked out, like it's not like Cody was in control.
Yeah.
Like Cody kicked out of a pin, and then Travis Scott showed up, and it was like, okay.
I don't know what we were expecting. Cena's kind of has been digressing as a wrestler, and he's not full time.
Yeah.
So I guess people's expectations of this match were too high.
That is a problem.
It is true.
So people need to get used to this slow down Cena. That's just how he's gonna wrestle for the last year.
Well, it was weird
I
because he would
think people
do.
were also expecting like a really overbooked, like the
And
match
I think
last year.
that's only because of The Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, no,
If they
listen,
did,
I completely agree. I just think there were a lot of expectations, and part of that is on us for over expecting things. But yeah, I mean, obviously everybody is upset with The Rock at the moment for a legitimate fucking reason.
inserting himself into the feud and then doing
zero
fuck all.
payoff.
What was the
It-
pay per view he showed up at?
Elimination
Elimination Chamber.
Chamber.
No,
Oh,
no,
Bad
before
Blood.
that. Yeah, he showed up at Bad Blood at the end of the.
The 1-2, and then that shit. No follow up between that.
And like, I was cool with The Rock being a part of that heel turn if it was gonna manifest into something.
The Hollywood power trip.
Yeah,
Right.
That would have been cool. It was
bring
because
back Hogan.
the
Like
thing
Cena
about
criticized The Rock for a long time, then Cena
about
became what The Rock was. And now it's like I understand now. I'm following his lead like because you know,
yeah,
I see the success he's having. He's the biggest movie star on the planet. I need to be that. I was wrong for criticizing him all those years ago. However, you want to spin this into now they're working together fantastically, like
but
Yeah,
great.
what makes it dumber is The Rock had nothing to do with with Cena getting that match. He had just won the Elimination Chamber, so he's guaranteed a match.
yeah,
So what did Rock do for him? So like it made no sense. My thought process is it should have been Rock and Cena. Rock is just doing stuff behind the scenes to make it easier and like just making Cena's whole thing just come. Like WrestleMania, have Cody win, right?
restart the match.
Exactly. He is the board. He's the head. He's on the board. He can do whatever he wants. He restarts the match. Actually, slides in the ring, rock bottoms Cody, give him the people elbow, and then restarts the match.
So like WrestleMania 27.
Yeah. Cena comes in, A, hits another A just for good measure. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I mean that would have been better
The Rock
of a
raises
payoff.
Cena's arm, and then they leave.
Um, yeah, I mean it's I maybe I was in that group of had my expectations were a little too high. As far as the match itself, because like it was bad. It would slow down, but like Cena would do some stuff that Cena doesn't normally do, like
Yeah,
even taking that from the top rope catch power bomb. Like that's not something you see him do very often. It's like, okay, cool. Like we're at least having a match. Like that's what we're trying to
yeah.
do here. And then it just turns into I'm gonna hit him with like 6 AAs and control the match 90% of this match. And then Travis Scott will come out and distract him, and he'll hit. Which I mean, I was glad he did hit Travis Scott with a crossroads, but um, you know, we're gonna do the struggle over the title, and then even though this guy's been wanting to beat the shit out of me for weeks, has crossroaded me like 4 times in the last 5 weeks of this build up. He ain't gonna hit me with the title though, because that makes him the no bad guy. Even though I've kicked him in the balls and hit him with this title, and it's like, eh,
But the thing is, even with that, that makes Cody look even worse because they didn't just have this feud with Cody and KO where he gave in to that more violent side.
yeah,
Yeah.
But he put Kevin Owens through a ladder and then just celebrate over the top of him.
yeah.
So it's not that Cody's too like not willing to go that far.
Only for
So it just
Cena,
makes
he's
him
not.
look stupid.
'Cause he's the guy. He's the dude.
He's the
Uh,
bald spot man,
yeah.
which he called out. I do like he calls out the fans for that. That he
I want to go to
he
hair
went to searching.
transplant.
Yeah, because I heard y'all like it. So I don't get it.
I will say, him getting a crowd to apologize to him is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know everybody's like, "Oh, heel Cena," blah 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 blah. Listen. I'm enjoying it because it's rooted in some form of logic of
What fans
like
really
his
are.
explanation. His
Makes
explanation
sense.
of like it's a toxic relationship and this is not how functional relationships work. I'm like, I agree. Like, I I wholeheartedly agree with you, John. Like, I think that that's a fantastic approach. And the fact that every time he calls out the hypocrisy of like the crowd or something and called them out for booing Cody, like we just celebrated this guy finishing his story and now all of a sudden we're booing him because of me and something. Like, yeah, good for you, man. Like,
I did like the final payoff of a bit that I was hoping they would do for months. Uh, between him and R-Truth. There was a bit on SmackDown where he comes in and he tells John Cena how proud he is of him and that he's always been a fan, and then Jimmy criticizes him. Hey man, there's always two sides to every story. I hope I'm just like him when I grow up. Just fucking
You're older than him.
God love R-Truth, bro. That guy's just put him on the keep him on the payroll for life. I don't care if he wrestles a goddamn day. um trying trying to think some other positives. I mean, like I said, the Roman Seth and Punk was good. Did one of you all call that it was going to be Seth that got Heyman?
Yeah,
Was it you?
I did.
Okay, I couldn't
I think
remember.
Olaf did too.
I couldn't remember if we did or not. I remember.
yeah, I think we both were saying about the whole Seth,
The whole
like
favor
Paul
thing.
owed Seth a favor
Yeah,
kind of thing.
I
I didn't know, and I'm happily surprised that they're turning it into like a whole thing.
yeah, kind of evolution ish.
That's what everyone's comparing it
Yeah,
to. So there should be a fourth member, and everybody's kind of been guessing.
theory.
Everyone that I've see, there's the name I keep hearing. Some people say Carmelo Hayes. Those are my friends. My choice, which doesn't make a lot of sense. I just want him to be elevated through this group. Ilya Dragunov.
I could see that. Yeah, because like he kind of
While
That's
it doesn't make sense, I
picture.
completely understand what you mean.
yeah
Because like having Braun and Ilya on the same team is a crazy concept. But I want him in that
throwing
group.
spears and headbutts just everywhere. Like
Just
Elbows
two
and
fucking
spears. Why?
psychos.
just
Yeah,
beating the
that's
shit out of everybody. Yeah, because
if
I've seen the theory because they're trying to go, okay, who's the Randy Orton of this group? You have Seth the Triple H, Heyman's I guess the Ric Flair,
Ric Flair. Yeah.
and Braun being the Batista, who's the Orton. But that means he would finally have to turn on Waller.
Thank God.
Yeah,
No,
thank
Waller
God.
turns on him.
yeah.
Doesn't matter.
If they picked a woman, who do you
Becky.
think that they would?
Becky.
Becky does make the most
It's the
sense because of
obvious,
heel
like,
turn.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would say Becky or Bailey. You could do Bailey of like, hey, I'm tired of
Oh,
being overlooked. Like, kind of the what Rio was before she did Judgment Day, where it's like, hey, like this group's here to make a name for myself, and a similar storyline. I could see it being Bailey go full heel again.
I mean, you could do Roxanne,
Could do Roxanne too. Yeah, I think that would work.
but I don't. She has the because she's young, but I think she has the mic skills on her own to not need a group.
Well, that's my thing is I don't so far with it being Braun and Rollins, I don't think either of them really need a mouthpiece.
Braun does.
I disagree. I anything I've seen Braun with, I think he has thoroughly done fine cutting promos.
He he is fine in promos. I'm not saying he's terrible. He I'm not saying he need a mic piece, but having Paul be that guy for him elevates.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but he is pretty good at math.
Spheres.
Real good
Yeah.
at math.
He's super good at math.
That was like one of my favorite things from the pre-show, or like just them going, "Oh my god, does that math actually make sense? Like, what is that? That actually
Yeah.
was it Pat McAfee just going, I actually did that calculation. He's actually right."
I mean, don't trust Pat
Oh,
McAfee
yeah.
with math.
Yeah,
'cause
Pat McAfee got choked the fuck out, bro. Fucking
I mean, it's kind of hard to breathe when you're constantly.
Jesus.
I'm sorry. Did I speak out of turn?
Good lord.
Choked the weed smoke out.
Fucking got his ass coughing all the way back to the fucking front, back to the trainer. I don't know why I struggle with that word.
So we're definitely getting a Pat McAfee versus Gunther match.
I don't want that. I don't. Why?
He can actually wrestle.
He can, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's all right. I don't know if I want him against Gunther.
It's gonna be a slaughter. It's gonna be.
I think what it does, yeah. I mean, if they do it and it is that slaughter of a match, I think it's a good way to keep Gunther as like a, still very dangerous despite the fact like, oh, he tapped out. Yeah, but he's losing his shit, and he's like every time we've seen him beat the fuck out of everybody, it's been a controlled beat the fuck out of somebody. Now he's like a little less controlled about it.
Yeah.
I want unhinged. Like he shows up, just bloodies the mat with Pat McAfee.
Yeah, like what he did to Jimmy.
Yeah,
but like, on a bigger stage,
and like bathes in his blood, kind of thing. Like,
what kind of Blade Trinity shit is this?
Yeah. No, but I mean that look of him like covered in Jimmy's blood, like that kind of thing.
Calling Jay a pussy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's the funniest thing.
I do want to say, as much as I'm happy Jay won, I don't know if I like for one, that is the shittiest choke I've ever seen somebody put on somebody. Like, there was zero pressure applied to that.
I don't know, man. Every scene of STF I've seen ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was super fan of him tapping to his choke. The power bomb was cool.
Going.
Like,
he's
do the
done
power
it before,
bomb and
he's done the quick tap out thing before, though.
Yeah.
I'm not saying just the quick tap out. I mean just.
And I understand it's Ilya compared to like Jay, but
as
still,
a whole, I didn't like that being the finish of like Jay putting on this really shitty choke, and then like, yeah, I guess some of it is the quick tap. Although I do, like you said, I do understand he's done it before. Like, I don't think in that moment, I'm like
it should have been he gets up. It should have been he gets up, he tries to make it to the ropes, and he falls back.
Yeah,
and he passes out.
I wanted a little more to it, a little more drama to it.
Because this is supposed to be the more intense Jey Uso. Like, it didn't come off as intense. The finish kind of goes, oh, okay.
And it was a good match. Like, it was a very solid match. I don't think, you got the people that all Jay's gonna do is just super kick this guy 100 times, and that very much wasn't what it was. They had a good all around start to finish. I think the finish could have been a bit better. But no, I mean, it got me hyped for Mania. It was a good start, and then we had the tag match, and it all went away.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any other focal points we wanted to.
Well, I mean, we could talk about the after. For this week,
Monday? Yeah.
we had, we had a couple of returns this week. We had a couple of
Miro and Aleister Black.
Title change.
Don't you dead name him. His name is Rusev again.
Fuck. Yeah.
What a group to come out.
Miro and Malachi. No. Yeah, it's an odd. Like, I'm happy he returned. I don't know.
Trying to beat the shit out of Tozawa and fucking.
Well, because he also went after New Day kind of like, yeah, I'm just a little confused with what he's doing, but I don't know if it was just beat the shit out of multiple people to remind everybody how much of a badass he
Dude,
is, or like,
he's jacked. Like he
yeah,
looks great.
Yeah, he's always been in great shape.
I know.
Yeah.
It'd been a while since I'd seen him like on TV, and I'm like, God damn, man! Like he looks even better than he did in his initial run. Like he's just crazy.
but he's a little more solid because he had when he first debuted
Yeah,
from NXT, he had a little bit of a gut, nothing
this
crazy.
is a stocky
Like
frame.
obviously he was still, yeah, he was. I mean, he was
In a
still
power
jacked as
builder
shit.
build.
But then, like towards the end of his WWE run, he had like lost a bunch of weight, which good for him.
Yeah.
But like he looked skinnier with some muscle, and now he looks like it's kind of all
Very Braun
the way it
Breaker,
needs to be.
like not as defined, but like a Braun Breaker frame is what I look at. I mean, like I said, it looks great. I hope they use him properly because I think he deserves it. I think he is.
Andrade.
Uh, yeah, but at least his
This is
ex-wife
the litmus test.
isn't.
No, for everyone who said, "Oh, come home to WWE, they'll treat you right because it's Triple H." And if shit doesn't happen, then guess what? Sorry to say, they just weren't.
Yeah,
I
and
don't know
I
what
hate that because I like Andrade. Like I do hate that he's getting kind of shafted now. Now that I guess their divorces, and I'm not saying that that's the reason. I don't know that that's the reason. It just seems conveniently timed.
Like she showed back up to work, and he stopped showing
Yeah,
up.
like it just.
I mean, he was the second to last person for the Andre Battle Royal. So I'll give some credit there, and obviously they used him.
Who won that again this year?
Carmelo.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is odd timing.
It's really convenient.
Suspicious timing. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, so Rusev is back. Did we have any other returns on Monday? I don't think we
no.
did.
No. Nope.
We had the Orton RKOing
which
Cena
was great.
out of nowhere.
Yep.
I just
Him
love.
yelling shit into the
Yeah.
microphone.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Because it was just a perfect, like whoever did the camera stuff for that night was on point. Like,
Their camera work is pretty great. I mean, I
Yeah.
know we kind of glanced over the Joe Hendry thing, but I do love very much that they used that as a perfect opportunity for
an
the
off
RKO.
camera arcade or off screen. But yeah, I just love the oh shit.
I'm trying to think of.
Like I said, Pat getting his shit choked out.
Yeah.
And then yeah, because I think that's all that really was special. Because Dom had his first successful retainment.
Oh, JD came back.
That's right. Yeah, JD. Which I mean, hey, good on the guy. That was a rough hit he took. I mean, I didn't realize it didn't feel like he'd been gone that long. But I mean, it's been about 2 months. I think they said since he had been on since that match. I think it's what Pat or Cole said. It's about 2 months.
Something like that. Yeah.
But yeah, came back to help Dom retain. I am interested where the Bloodline storyline is going to go. I mean, it definitely seems like they're setting up for a split.
You mean Judgment Day?
What did I say?
Bloodline.
Bloodline. I mean, they're doing something with that too with Jacob and Solo.
Yes,
yeah.
I meant the Judgment Day. A split of the Judgment Day between Finn and then I guess JD, and then Dom and the gals.
Carlito.
And maybe Carlito. I guess we'll just tag along because it is ironic. I did see they posted WWE did a top 5 biggest pops of like 2024 or something, and Carlito was like number 5, and it was
in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, and it was him coming back to fight the Judgment Day and help them against the Judgment Day. And then Friday, I don't know, we're skipping over NXT. I didn't watch NXT this week, I'll be honest with you. Friday we had Aleister Black make his return and kick the living shit out of Miz in a 1-for-1 recreation of the AEW run with Cody Rhodes.
Kept his
Where's-
NXT music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's
He
Arn
did,
Anderson?
he did get Def Rebel.
Did Rusev keep his same music too, or was that
No.
was
No.
it different?
He has something different. I'm
He
assuming they're gonna continue
kept everything, didn't he? Like the
his
entrance is the
Redeemer
same, music was the same.
for Alistair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always liked his entrance. Something about the vampire thing, just I dig.
Well, never mind.
What?
Nothing.
Uh,
It's not a vampire thing.
I know. I'm just.
He's explained.
I
He's explained his lore, and it's weirder.
I understand that. That's the easiest way
That's why I
I can
stopped.
I can go. Yeah, it looks like a vampire thing. But yeah,
As long as they get rid of the door creak.
yeah. Yeah, I love his finisher. That's just such a devastating but simple, fucking just tilt the world kick in the mouth.
I like the variation when someone's laying on the ground.
Lifts him
he
up
puts-
with the foot.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, it makes me nut. I stand by that.
Fuck it.
But yeah, between their
You know who
returns,
You know who makes Alistair nut?
Selena Vega,
new
our new
US
unit, our new United
There you
States. Well deserved. I stand by that. Well deserved. I think she is overdue. I do like her getting some championship love. I was kind of, and I will say, I think it was perfectly timed. I was just the right amount over Chelsea Green's title run and going, okay, I kind of want to see somebody else take this for a little bit.
Green?
That bit's
She
okay.
has 3 more years of her term.
Yeah.
I don't.
She's Canadian. It doesn't count.
No. Then Obama shouldn't be president.
show me the birth certificate. Yeah, show me the birth certificate. But and then you had the Cena Orton. I classified as Bizarro World because that's what Orton classified it as. We're in this Bizarro world where he's the good guy and Cena's the bad guy.
Yeah, and Cena should have kids.
Yeah, Cena should have kids.
Yeah, that was a weird.
And you child shame me.
Yeah, that was a weird take though.
Randy basically said you need to start fucking your wife.
Gotta start nutting, bro. Gotta start nutting. Yeah, I like I said, I said this before we started. I kind of hate that we've no pun intended for the joke I just made, but we kind of blew our loads on this earlier than I wanted. Although like you said, I understand it's in St. Louis, and we're gonna do it a certain way.
This is gonna end with Cena kicking Randy in the dick, right, and getting DQ'd.
Or doing the referee slap.
Yeah, nah, he's gonna fully kick Randy in the dick.
That would be funny to bring that spot back where he
Full
gets
circle.
himself disqualified and fucking slaps the ref.
So I guess that leads me to this. Then with this question is Cody gonna be the one that comes back and takes it from Cena before Cena retires?
Yes.
See,
In a full circle moment, putting over the new face of the WWE.
See, when you say it like that, it sounds like it makes sense.
Yeah, it's gonna be before he retires. It's gonna be before. It's gonna be a good 2 months before he retires.
Yeah, I still love the thought of Orton winning it and then defending it against Rhodes, who wins it. I just feel like that feels better than him losing it to Cena and then just a month, like 2 months later, we come back and just do this again and he wins all of a sudden.
Yeah. But Cena is going to be Orton in St. Louis. Everyone's hoping that's going to be CM Punk for Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
All right. Trying to think what else we got. and I meant to touch on this before we moved from Raw. Did they ever explain Heyman's heel turn, or like I watched it, but I don't feel like
Yeah,
I ever
Heyman and
really
Rick,
got the gist of like
he's
He's just
supporting
this
Seth.
is the
best.
future of the business is, you know,
Yeah,
he's
Seth
the
is
number
gonna be
one
running it.
star in the business now. Yeah, he just has more faith in Seth than he does in
I didn't. Yeah,
part-time
Basically,
Roman, and
he sees Seth the same way he saw Roman back during the pandemic.
gotcha. Face of the
So
place.
he's done everything he can with the
Yeah,
bloodline.
yeah, and I don't disagree that
And
I
going back
was
to
I'm fine with it. Like I'm cool with it. I just was
just
curious if they really
information.
kind of went into more detail of why he did it. Plus Heyman always works better as a heel, so having him be face with Heyman just or with Punk
Yeah,
would have just not made
Roman.
sense. Um,
Also, Paul Heyman betrays everyone he's ever worked with.
is
I don't
also
know
true.
why people are surprised.
Yeah, can't keep getting away with this.
Punk like twice,
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, somehow Punk didn't see it coming. That's
Brock
crazy.
twice probably.
Roman almost at one point, I think, and then now actually, because when
Yeah,
they're like a whole bit of that between him and Brock, we're like,
yep.
he
We didn't even
pretended to
know
be
who.
on Brock's side, and then yeah,
Yeah,
and then we had what I classify as one of the best TLC matches I've seen in quite a long time, at least especially trio tag teams.
yeah.
Between the Street Profits, between DIY, and between Motor City Machine Guns, with a freshly shaven Tommaso Ciampa, who,
So the reason behind that because he busts his chin open.
yeah, and man, it was a nasty. Like I saw the picture of it, and I mean, he gashed that shit open.
I do
Um,
love that WWE was like, "Who's that guy?" Like fucking with him.
That's not Triple H.
Yeah, that's what happened to Triple H. Uh, Obviously, Street Profits retaining the title, but just all around, like this was just a phenomenal match.
There were certain things that I really enjoyed. I mean, I enjoyed the whole match. I don't want to make it sound like I'm gonna nitpick. There were things that like I haven't really seen a lot of that I enjoyed. I like that, and I don't remember which one was like. I couldn't remember the whole thing, but one of the guys, either Shelly, was going up, and the other guy was defending the ladder.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like spots like that are awesome to me. Um, Saban. I don't know why his name like fucking escaped me, but
brought back some chair shots we haven't seen in a while. You know,
yeah,
some
prosthetic leg.
drop kicks, and then yeah, the what is it called? You said it.
Prosthetic leg.
Yeah, the prosthetic leg was. I go, is that just a plant? And I go, oh my god, no! Like this is just a guy
No,
that
those
was like,
legs.
hey, use this.
I saw the fan video
Yeah.
of it. It was pretty great. Yeah.
So kudos to that because we don't get that very often where these guys pull shit from the crowd that's not staged already.
Like that one dude Bronson Reed threw.
Yeah, really.
Yeah,
Or that one chick that Stone Cold took out at the WrestleMania.
Oh my god. That was good.
She's gonna get paid for life.
No, she's not, because nothing happened to her.
Yeah, bro. I kept seeing the memes of where Stone Cold walked back. Get over it, bitch. Somebody throw her a beer. I did hear that he had fucked that entrance up though already. Like, so they said the reason it
yeah.
took some
He missed
time
the
for him,
ramp.
yeah, he missed the ramp and they had to like cart him back up and let him go again.
Yeah, he was having a struggle. And
Oh.
I guess the old man in me at one point while he was whipping around the ring, and I was like, I think he's going a little too fast. Like I was like, I don't know, man. I mean, glad he's in control of that thing because he's whipping around that fucking ring, and then
And then he wasn't in control anymore.
yeah.
Um,
I like that he tried to reverse it, couldn't, and just gave up and fucking
Got off
walked
and
back up the yeah.
I will say, as stupid as the bit was, I did like the I don't trust this number. I need all of you to stand up and stay still. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the what's in between each number. I go, I could listen to this for the next hour and just have him do this, and I would laugh the whole time. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I'm missing that we're I mean, obviously TNA had their which pay-per-view was it?
Rebellion or
Rebellion
something.
tonight.
Yeah.
I know we don't usually cover a ton of TNA. But it seems that KJ and Olaf both don't like the finish to the pay-per-view
The X Division.
or the X Division stuff. Moose in an X Division match just doesn't sound right. Because
It doesn't.
Well, I
because
feel
isn't
like
X Division their cruiserweight
it was.
or
It
was?
it used to be
stopped being that, I
Okay.
think, a
More
long
their
time ago.
less cruiserweight, more high flyer. Because Samoa Joe has been X Division champion.
That's true.
Yeah.
So
And fit right in.
Yeah. So
yeah, it's more of the you have a match dedicated to hanging off of a rope and getting the belt off this rope
The Ultimate X match. Yep.
for someone to win it by just spearing the guy who actually had the belt.
yeah.
This is the same kind of dumb finish that I compare it to Otis winning Money in the Bank and Carmelo winning Money in the Bank the first time with James Elmsworth literally dropping the case to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I count that. Like
Yeah,
dumb shit.
that's the same. Yeah, I don't like that
You
kind of
have this
finish either.
guy. You have this guy pull the belt down, and soon he lands, he gets speared, and then Moose just picks up the belt and go, "Oh, I won." That's why
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
they're trying to do like football rules. He didn't have control of the belt when he landed.
Yeah.
Moose is like, I ain't getting up there, brother.
Exactly. Also, Moose is a piece of shit, so he can go fuck.
Yeah. I did see this is a random pull from Lucha Underground. And I cannot remember what the guy's name was in Lucha Underground. I just remember he was, as I quoted, the Lucha Underground version of Abyss.
Jeff Cobbs.
Is that who it is?
Yeah.
So he
that's
got
that's who he is in New Japan. I don't know what his name was in.
supposedly, I guess he is signing with WWE.
Yes.
Or has already. Which I would be totally cool if they bring his Lucha Underground personality back, because I think that would be super dope, especially with them doing AAA now and having Penta and Ray, and which they won't. I know, but
he'll join the bloodline because he's Samoan.
Is he? That's right. Yeah.
He falls into like he's like Samoa Joe. He's not part of the wrestling.
Oh, also,
dynasty.
I said there was going to pass over that with Fatu winning the United States belt, which that was a good match too. I did like that match, although it was very predictable. Once Knight didn't win with like the top rope BFT.
Yes.
Yep.
I go, oh, he's not winning this match.
Yeah.
I was like, that's if you can't beat him with that, he's not winning. But I am curious what they're gonna do, because now this is gonna be like the second time the Bloodline's gonna break up. It's like, all right, we're doing this again.
There's gonna be a new bloodline of
Fatu's the leader now.
Solo. I think Fatu can just
be his own thing.
Yeah, but
get in where you fit in. Nah, I mean,
Fatu, Hikuleo, and Jeff Cobb. Or I don't think Fatu needs like the backup.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's just a dog on his own. He doesn't really need
so
a bodyguard.
You have Solo, since the Girls' Destinies are out. You have Hikuleo and Jeff Cobb fill in those spots.
True. Well, that's all I could think of, guys. Is there anything you wanted to hint at before we sign off? We are about at our 2-hour mark here.
Nope. That's all I
don't think so.
I feel like we did a pretty good job.
The only thing I wanted to touch on was, I mean, we talked about Oblivion, we talked about Expedition 33, I talked about the odd timing of
both of those
Oblivion
things.
just not really being announced and being. Now I'm starting to think the leaks were intentional, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know.
All right. Well, that is where we will leave it, ladies and gentlemen. As always, this episode should go up on what should be Tuesday or Wednesday. Feel free to like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, do it. Do it.
Do it.
As always, we will catch you guys on the other side of the ring. Have a good night.